Yep.
My name is James Acaster. I'm a stand-up comedian. I'm about to do a show in Leicester as part of my new tour, Reset. These are questions on some cards. I've got to pick them out and see what they are. So I don't know what they are. Do you like clowns is number one. No. Don't like clowns. It's creepy. Not creepy. Creepy is a lazy way of describing them. I think it's very bleak, and you just don't really get the impression that they're very happy people, and then that makes you feel quite sad. Who's your hero? So when I was a kid, I had to write. I used to go to church because my parents are Christians, and I had to write down who my hero was, and I wrote Robin Williams, and all the other kids wrote Jesus, and I was the only one who wrote Robin Williams. So I'm going to stick with Robin Williams still, even though I know more about him now. Even though he's great, I mean, he's still great, any. But as a kid, I just liked him just because he was Aladdin. Well, he wasn't Aladdin. He was in Aladdin. He was the genie. I'm aware. Do you prefer the Beatles or the Beach Boys? I prefer Pet Sounds out of all the albums that both bands did. I like Pet Sounds the best, and but I probably wouldn't like any of the Beach Boys albums. I like Brian Wilson's albums. And the Beatles have probably got more songs that I like, so this is very different. I'd go for the I know more about the Beach Boys, so I'd probably go for the Beach Boys because my friend Graham was really into them and told me loads of trivia about them all the time. So I'll go for the Beach Boys. It's very difficult, actually. So it's harder than the Clowns one. There you go. What is your favourite thing about Leicester? Whoa, where to start? I don't know. Leicester's nice, obviously. I only come here like a couple of times a year, really. I do the Crumbling Cookie as like a preview, and I come and do my show here. I don't get to see much of Leicester these days, really. I mean, the longer I take to answer, the more insulting it is, really. It doesn't really matter what my answer is eventually. At this point, I've already taken too long. There's that, on the same street as this, around the corner, there's a vegetarian Indian restaurant, and I did one of my first gigs there. It was a gong show, and I had a really nice dosa, I believe. That dosa is probably my favourite thing about Leicester. What is your favourite thing about yourself? How good I am at answering questions on the spot. I think that's one of my biggest strengths. I'm really proud of myself for that. I pride myself on it. Always have convincing answers that are rich and full of depth. If you owned a boat, what would you call it? Jenny, like in Forrest Gump. Don't know anyone called Jenny who I would name the boat after, but I would just do what Forrest Gump did, even though it is an awful film, a horrendous film. Would you rather have a pet donkey or a pet camel? Pet camel. Anyone saying donkey is an idiot? I don't even need to justify myself there. I don't know who came up with that question, who thought that there would be any contest whatsoever. If anyone is saying a donkey, they need to think it through. Camels have humps. This makes them more intriguing immediately. So yeah, I'll go for a camel. Plus, you don't need to drink as often. Donkeys probably have to drink water every day. I don't know if that's true, but probably do. Pet camels could go for ages without drinking water. Be fine. And you probably get some people go, oh, what if they spit on you? It's the squeamish people. Show us your favourite dance move. Absolutely not. Passing that question. I'm going to do another one instead of it, but there's no way I'm doing a dance move on camera because I am too gangly. It will look stupid, and everything comes back to haunt you, doesn't it? One day, you do a dance move on camera, forget about it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 7, I will do, and I'm not going to include the dance move one, so I'm going to do 3 more. Do you hear that? There's someone angry shouting outside. Probably somebody who owns a donkey. Very angry that I chose the camel over it. What was your last dream about that you remember? Last night, I had a dream that I was about to get in a fight. My friend Graham, who I mentioned earlier, like in the Beach Boys, he turned up and he was like, "What's going on, guys?" We said, "There's a fight going to happen, these guys are going to beat us up." And he went, "Oh, cool." And then instantly he ran onto a bus and said "Konnichiwa" when he got on the bus, which, you know, it's unusual, isn't it? Out of character for him. And then the bus drove away. That's all I can remember about the dream. No, that's the dance move one. I should really just put that in the pile. What song best describes your life? Very good question. What song? No, scrap those two answers. I'll just get 3 people from Chef's Table if you haven't seen Chef's Table. Good documentary series on Netflix about chefs. So I'll get from series 1, I get the lady in episode 4, and I can't remember her name, I can't remember any of their names. And then I'll get the guy who cooks everything in a pit, in a fiery pit. He digs a pit in the ground and cooks everything in there. He's got a big hat on, he lives on an island. And I'll get the Brazilian guy from series 2, and I'll get all of them at my dinner party, and they could all help me cook the meal, and it'd be delicious. That's my answers. Thank you very much. Cool as Leicester, which nothing is cool as Leicester, and everyone knows that. Leicester's the coolest, as I said earlier, with all the stuff I knew about it.